Hello. I wanted to take this opportunity to discuss the final learning module with you and to highlight some information in this final module. First, the module is going to close as indicated at the top of your screen on December 14th. So that's Sunday night, 9 o'clock. All of your tests, quizzes, homework assignments are due. And again, this is the final learning module of the semester. Be sure to have read, there are additional chapters in this learning module, and that's why you had 3 weeks to complete. Be sure to have read all of the chapters first, then go into review of the videos that have been provided. After viewing these videos, there are 2 PowerPoints to give you just some additional support, and these PowerPoints are pretty much taken from your chapter reading materials to make sure that you understand some key points in chapters 9 and 27. Smarty Pants, there's always, for those of you that are the overachievers, some questions that chefs know about acronyms, what Fat Tom means in the kitchen, and then body weight case studies, some information for some thinking about body composition, fat to non-fat components of the body. Finally, the final homework and the final quiz. And again, this quiz is just going to deal with chapters 9, 17, 27, 32, exact same format. The one issue with the quiz, I actually may open the quiz on Monday instead of Wednesday. Some of the students have indicated to me that it would be nice to get this module completed so that they had a full week to study for the final. So I will send you out an email if I do decide to open the quiz this Monday. But there was so much material, I wanted to make sure that you had that done. The homework assignment. I did specifically want to talk about this assignment because even though it seems simplistic to set up a one-day diet, and it is the culmination of the learning that you've done over the semester, this is probably going to be one of the more difficult assignments if you looked at the rubric in order to score a perfect 100. Very cut and dry for me in grading in this assignment. I actually will pull the rubric onto one screen and pull your printout onto the other. I need you to ask yourself these questions because I'm specifically going down and will check point value for having included each of these. So did you print out the correct combination report? Were there 2 different vegetables included in your daily diet? 2 fruits, 1 legume, and make sure you look it up. I've got the list of what qualifies as a legume, and make sure you have that. No fortified foods. This is where individuals lose some credit. Sometimes you'll put in a breakfast cereal, you'll put in a packaged brownie mix. All of those, if they've got flour included in them, have some fortification. You might lose some points there. So milk is the only fortified food that I would allow you because all milk in our area has vitamin D. The calories must end up between 90 and 110 of what your DRI has stated. The omega-3, that's tough. It's got to be a minimum of 90%, no max. The diet, minimum of 90% of your protein is met, and again, no max. 90% of vitamins. The only exception, vitamin D can be below 90%. So vitamins, again, you might just finally at the end be so frustrated and say, well, I'm going to take the 3-point loss for that because I couldn't get all of the vitamins. Vitamin A is particularly hard to get to your 90%. Minerals, carbohydrates. This is the ratio. Now, again, some of you, and I agree with you, I think that our Choose My Plate and dietary guidelines for percentages of carbohydrates, 45 to 65, fats and proteins, is out of whack for what we should really be eating. But right now, we're trying to adhere to what the national guidelines are. So at least 45% of your calories have to come from carbs, 15 from fats, and also make sure saturated fats account for 30% or less of your total fat, proteins, and then probably the most difficult for all is keeping sodium below 110. I just wanted to reiterate, because I know a couple of you have already submitted your assignment for grading. I have not started to grade those, but if you wanted to go back and give it another go if you were low in some of those areas, just know you have the opportunity to go back on that. While I'm here, I wanted to also make a point for the Full Grade Center. There were some issues in the conversion. This course is first time on Blackboard, converted from Angel, and showing the overall weighted average was a little misleading, because what that average takes into account, I had built in all the possible tests, quizzes. So the average assumed that you had 100s for all of those quizzes that you hadn't taken. So your averages, weighted averages, might have seemed high. There's some individuals with low grades, possibly C's, and your overall average was still in the 90s. There had to be some indication that this weighted average was taking into consideration all of the grades that you had not yet submitted. So you do have the opportunity from the opening day handout to take each of your individual grades that you can see, average those out, and after this module, the one major impact that could be seen is in the final exam. So I'm going to go to that now. In your learning modules, the final exam is actually going to be opening on Tuesday. So I'm giving you a study day of Monday the 16th, and then from Tuesday to Wednesday you will have 24 hours to sit down and take the 2.5 hour exam. Now again, that seems like a long time for a 75 question exam, but it really isn't a lot of time, because this is comprehensive. I'll talk more, I'll have an explanation as we get closer to the final exam, but I wanted to prepare you for those of you that are submitting your Mod 7. I'm assuming it's because you want extra study time. You should go back, review all of the past exams, but really the final exam is going to be in what I call application format. What does application format mean? For each of the chapters, I have set up an actual scenario, and then the questions will address your knowledge, overall comprehensive of the chapter. For example, in the obesity chapter that we're currently on, I might give you a scenario of somebody that wants to reduce body fat, and then I'll follow it with multiple choice questions about the scenario that's been presented, best methods for achieving that goal. So it's multiple choice, but in a little bit of a different format, in the fact you have to have had a comprehensive understanding, not just of the individual chapters, but of the entire unit. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me via email. And again, I'll notify you about my decision about opening the final test a little bit early. Also, in addition, I'm going to be sending you an email today. You have an opportunity. There's a webinar on December 15th. It's either the 15th or 16th. The food guidelines are being updated once again, and they're looking for public input. So I'll send you that information, how you could actually have input on the next Choose My Plate guidelines. Okay, and thank you, and I will send you another video presentation soon.